it do? I feel like it's been a month without me doing these random thoughts, and most of you were coming out to me on the TL, on Twitter mostly, and you're like, Tina, what up? Give us something. We want to drink water. Well, guess what? We're going to drink water today. My name is Tina Vias, and welcome to these my random thoughts. Last time you left me putting my tongue out. He left me, I was like, okay, so I know we have so much we're going to have to talk about today. And it's going to be a lot. I actually have a feeling they don't want to give our party A and party B. But I wanted to start this off with something that I know most of you may not think about or have not even thought about or probably have heard of. And you just think it's a bunch of young kids who just have time to go on Twitter. So a couple of days back, a hashtag started. I remember the hashtag went around. The day I saw it start is when Mr. Bobby Wine, Chagulani Sentamu, was going for his nomination. And we all saw what happened. We all saw Tiagasi Mwalimu Munywanga but anga empeho. It's like they were telling you, you want something to breathe. Tear gas. And the next thing I know, I'm watching the scenes on television, and I think it's something that every Ugandan asks themselves. You ask yourself, why is the police this brutal? Can't they just get this guy and tell him, okay, sir, this can't happen, please. Yingi de motoka. We were all wondering why it always has to go back down to scuffles. Bobby Wine, I was watching. He came out of that house looking dapper, and then some. When I saw the after photos, I'm like, hey, Jesus. We watched it. It was live. And then the hashtag started. For all of you who don't know what the hashtag is Stop Police Brutality. Now I know it's going to sound like a broken record because one, when the George Floyd situation happened in America, we all were appalled at the brutality that police has in the US of A. And then before we know it, a couple of months into it, we have MSIRS, same situation in Nigeria, and they're saying, stop the brutality. We are done. We are human. We are like you. You're supposed to serve and protect. And now, the hashtag is finally in my country. Why I say finally? Simanyo bambade mwebase. But anyway, hashtag, and there is not a better person who can talk about this hashtag because I actually got it from his timeline. Now, most of you have wanted to see the myth, the man, the legend. Well, guess what? My biggest, what should I call you?
General, Sabula General, I think.
What Sabula General? We are creating a Team Sabula. For all of you who don't understand, the word Team Sabula came from this gentleman right here, the unemployed youth. If you are on the timeline, you have heard of a guy called unemployed youth. And he is what he is, by the way. He's unemployed. Anyway. Anyway, let's delve into this situation. Personally, I jumped onto the hashtag because I believe every Ugandan should be on that hashtag. If you live here, if you're from here, you never know when police is going to be in an altercation with you. So, what was your calling to start the hashtag?
I thought it would be like activism, but late I had like I'd given up. Then on one like this nomination, we are down in Tinda, shit goes down. Bobby Wine, tear gas is all over the place.
Yeah, you told me a personal story about that.
Yeah, so well, I'm like, you know what, something has to be done.
I think for most people, they're going to think that he just got up one day and decided a hashtag. A relative of his almost lost their life that very day. They threw a tear gas canister within their premises. She was asthmatic. He had to dive in and rush her to a hospital. So, while Yongolo was hashtag Tekukwatako, it's so sickening. And
I thought, well, I was somewhere, then we're like, you know what, we should do something. We have a platform. Okay, so I decided, you know what, let's do this. I posted, Stop Police Brutality in Uganda. And the hashtag was already created, but it was low-key. It wasn't moving. People get on, people are jumping on. And yeah, now we're here.
How do you feel? I feel like people have actually misunderstood what the hashtag is about.
Most people think it's political.
Is it?
And it's not, and others think we are being paid to push the hashtag.
But it's not.
But it's not, because this affects us all. We saw the LEDs. These things have been happening in Uganda. So we're like, now, you know what? If you have a platform, if you have a voice, you can use it.
Another strange question that everyone keeps asking on the TL whenever we use the hashtag, because I vowed to use that hashtag until I see change. I vowed to use that hashtag until they can start to respect us enough to treat us like decent human beings, you know? So most people are wondering, how is a hashtag going to help stop police brutality?
So with the hashtag, you know, we're trying to voice, we're trying to, like, it's like we are trying to awaken, I don't know, because there are a lot of people in police, also they're on social media.
Yes.
They see these things.
Our Twitter president.
He's
Mr. Hassan Kassinje.
Yeah, he sees this, but though they choose to ignore some things, because recently he ignored and he quoted one photo, one picture that wasn't Ugandan, and he said, well, you guys are pushing something, it's fake. So, you know, there's some things he said, and it's like he was downplaying us. We took it, you know, we felt he's like he's trying to
downplay it and act like
us
this
and
is not what it
hush
is.
What's going on, but we all know the reality, what's going on. Police, when you move out of your house, you meet police, you're like, what's happening?
Are they here for me or for him?
Yeah. So, and well, it's neat. It has been going for a while. It's not like we targeting like because it's a political period or anything.
Yeah.
These things have been happening even before. And
I think personally it's the best time to actually start it, because we're moving into a very
if you look at what is coming.
Yeah, that's the election season.
Yeah, election season, and what happens during election periods in Uganda. We all know what the violence. And I feel maybe our police needs to be, you know, educated. I don't know, trained on how to handle.
Do you think they're not? I actually believe they are.
So I don't know what I don't know what to believe at this point, because others say they're being sent, it's an order from above, whoever is above. But they need to know we are all Ugandans, and police should work for all of us.
So tell me something interesting. You know, I always like to get into a say. So we were having a conversation off camera before we actually went on camera, and you were telling me about, because first of all, we have started this hashtag on Twitter. I've seen it start to spread on Instagram and on Facebook, but most people don't understand the challenges that come with pushing a hashtag like this at a time like this. Care to break it down for them? Because we are in the line of fire, people.
Now, like, I'm worried for my life. Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime you can be taken away, we don't know where, you can be arrested. You know?
We've seen Twitter arrests.
Yeah,
we've seen people being arrested
on
the timeline for saying something on the timeline.
And we are also being attacked by our fellow Ugandans. I don't know why. I don't know if they're just blind to what's happening, but they're attacking us, and you're like, okay, what is this person in Uganda or is abroad? You know, you can't be paid that much to ignore what's really happening. Maybe today you're being paid, okay, but one day someone will slap the hell out of you, and you know
you won't have anything to say.
You won't have anything to say
because you didn't stand with it.
And we keep seeing these crimes happening, like police doing some crimes, and we don't know, do they ever get convicted? Who do we go to?
True.
Who do they answer to?
Case in point, I remember the case of the young gentleman who was killed by LGU. It was a very big hashtag that I thought we were all going to ride through, and then it still died out. Yeah. But here's the thing I want people to understand. Yes, if you are an activist and you're out there and you're standing for your truth and you're standing for what's right, I need for you to understand that at that moment when you decide that, just know we have had friends on the timeline tell us they have been called in by police and they have told them, we are monitoring you. And that for me is insane. Do you feel suppressed by that when someone tells you, oh, by the way, Renda, I was at a police station, they called me in for something I tweeted 2 years ago, and they showed me a list
now that scares the hell out of me, because you see, when someone tells you something like that, you're like, now, am I next? What are they going to do to me when they take me in? You get?
Yeah.
So now we live. You're living in fear. We don't. It's like we don't have the freedom of expression.
No, you're free to express yourself. You're just not free after expression.
Yeah, after expression, and it's like the only freedom we have is just to drink alcohol and just.
That's what we can do.
I think.
Get high?
And get high. Also, just bubble whatever you can. Like do comedy, just come up with memes and you know make people happy. But you're not supposed to talk about. It's like we're not allowed to talk about what's going on in the country.
Yeah, because why I'm bringing that up is that I know I was talking to a friend of mine. They're actually out of the country, and they were like, "Nayetina, bakubaba n'emiggo ku street empewo n'ekuyitamu gwa kiraba. Mwabana Uganda abali eka nga temunneekaabirako. Nga muli ku hashtag z'aba Nigeria, nga muli ku hashtag z'abazungu."
Okay, that's what baffles me nowadays because I used to see celebrities jump on these hashtags.
Those idiots, mbajira.
So when they jump on the hashtag, you're like, okay, they are doing, it's a good cause. We get it. But why ignore what's happening in your own country?
Because I was telling Chamagiro the same thing on my timeline. I think you saw it. I was like, if you're a celebrity, first of all, me speaking by myself is just me. If Render, you know, regular guy is tweeting about it, that's just Render. But if you're a celebrity, your voice echoes to almost about 34K, 1,000K,
Yeah.
many people. Why wouldn't you stand up and say something?
Maybe they have, I felt maybe they have some interest, I don't know. They're trying to protect.
But you're kubibwa.
Sina kubi wachibu. Ati kati, babali ba soliciting nga tugia fundraising, simanyi Uganda, aradde simanyi we help, we push.
Not even just that. If you're an artist there, these same Ugandans who are trying to run this hashtag are actually the biggest majority is the youth. It's the youth. And that majority is the one that listens to your music, watches your movies, comes to your shops, does all these things for you to secure a bag. Now, ono omuntu wa wansi ali kuyita akugamba blood. But kuba batumalawo. Yes, I work kagambo. And
like we even we used to throw our hashtags on in their comment sections.
True.
And they hide the reply. No kambo no muyibinga inento ononga gira.
Ajira nyo.
Yeah. Tell about struggle.
Let's struggle for some struggle. But I need for people to understand. One thing's first. We starting a hashtag and saying stop police brutality is non-partisan.
Yeah,
it is entirely.
And it's not paid for.
It's non-partisan, it's not paid for. It's just a bunch of people who are sick and tired of seeing what we are seeing and being in fear all the time and saying, you know what? Bagai tubagambeko. Of course, when we say stop police brutality, this should not be something like as though we're raising anarchy. We're just trying to be civil and say, bagai, mutu wuli it is. You can handle us much better.
Yeah, and I don't see, we shouldn't even be having this conversation, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just, it's police. You're supposed to protect people. Keep the law and order.
Law and order.
You get?
Oh, they'll tell you we're keeping the law and order by doing that.
No, they're not. They are inflicting harm on people. You know, you're coming to arrest me. Remember, I'm just a suspect.
I've not yet been proven
guilty.
guilty.
I'm not guilty yet. But the way you're handling me,
I have no
and
charges
I'm not,
against
even if I'm guilty, I'm not supposed to be handled that way.
Because at the end of the day, we're human. But let me ask you a question. Don't you feel let down that even the biggest activists that we have on social media, who will usually come up and talk about, oh, the girl child needs this, or the boy child needs this, or we need water, or we need clean this. How come none of them, especially the human rights activists, has joined it? Do you think because they think it's political?
I don't know what they are. It doesn't, even if it's political, you get, and even if it's paid for. I'm not saying they are.
They're not.
They're not. But it's just you just have to see what's really happening. It is just common sense.
So aren't you let down that none of these people actually join?
I'm not. I won't say that I'm let down. I'm disappointed. You get, these people, the people we expected to be on this hashtag, they're ignoring us. And the media, it has shut us out. It's not picking up.
I was reading, I was on Twitter actually, and I was seeing Kanari Mugume's timeline and what he was talking about, or something happened to this journalist. And then I saw Samson Kasumba also try to use it, but they're all terrified
of using the hashtag. Yeah, I don't know.
Why is that? Is it because Bachimanyi Bajab Bagoba?
No, they're protecting their jobs, I think.
Damn, I didn't protect mine well enough. Look at me. Look at me. I'm just saying, guys, The reason why I brought Renda here actually is because I feel like we need to keep saying these things. We need to say them. There is nothing wrong with us wanting to be treated better.
Yeah.
There is nothing entirely wrong with us saying, look here, Uganda Police, we see you, mulina ebitiibwa mwe tukkiriza, mwe bakulu. Naye tubadde tusaba mutukwateko bulungi. That's all we're trying to say. I don't think it's more than that.
It's just treat us like human beings. No, but what they're rearing you, they're like, no, they get someone and throw the person under. See, bali bachiga nejo. You know,
bakukwata nze nalaba ekifaananyi omusajja baamuteeka mu kabangali nga balinganga abayigirayo eŋŋano
bafumita gunde ne
batunu mu kabina.
No mu kabina.
So what is that? What is that?
It's really
and it's still baffling me that when the police decides, okay, there is a riot or there is chaos, waki muleeta obubangali obutuulamu abantu basatu nga mulina bus?
No, actually,
mukwate basi mubateeke mu
bus. That's because person, you pick a dead body, they put it down.
Yes.
No muntu kubakute ate bamusindike yonse.
And first of all, I've seen very many people get really, really bad body harm because they throw you there recklessly.
And psychologically, also the trauma that comes with this.
There's crazy trauma happening there.
You know, you meet let's say you're moving out, you meet a police officer and you're free.
But yeah, Warren, we just here. We were just here and an SFC guy trying to have his lunch and pick up a phone call, walked in and we all went like, my editor was like, Tino, I don't know. But you see, the thing about it is that I'm just saying, we may be laughing about this, but Uganda, you may think that these are just a bunch of unemployed, rowdy youth on Twitter just pushing a hashtag, but it is not that. Today, it is going to be probably Mr. Sentamu n'abantu baba yole baba twale we bati and we are like, that is bad. Enkera tebajja kubanga bayola ye bajja kuba bayola gwe. What will you say? I looked at all of you celebrities, especially I was so pissed off at how Irene and Tala was so belligerent. I was like, sis. And on si Madala. Madala. Wamulaba. She eventually used the hashtag just because people were coming at her. Please, if you are a Ugandan out there, techirina mu buzibu okusituka n'ogamba bannange nange ndi muntu nga gwe bantonda nnina omusaayi, I bleed. Please treat me well. If you are going to keep law and order, do it the way it's supposed to be done.
Another thing is, people, if you're not with us on the cause, don't try to bring us down. You get.
Ignore it.
Just ignore the cause. And I see people coming out attacking us. People have made fake accounts. Bots.
But we all know who is paying those fake accounts.
Yeah, but at least someone should be human enough to see. You have to, actually just have to be human.
I remember the first time that I felt very disappointed in the police force. I've always felt disappointed whenever I see these things coming up. But I remember all of you saw that video of a policeman whipping an old woman. I think she was like about 60. She was fit to be his mother. Namukube emigo omukazi nga atambula nengamba naye Uganda kiki.
Yeah, I've seen.
Tulinze batandiko tulunda batuteeke ku kkubo batugalamize batukube tulyoke tugambe mutusonyiwe please. I saw another clip. I always refer to this clip because for me it touched me. Of that, I think it was like 20 or 19-year-old boy who was in police custody kuchimoto kanagamba te muntwala munzite.
Yeah, he knows where he's going, so good.
Munzite.
We are afraid for our lives. Seriously, we are.
Yo, parties aside, NUP, NRM, FDC, Anti-Mwena, parties aside, where was it? If that was your mother, who had somehow by bad luck ended up on that street, and that's what this police officer had done to her. Let me give you my own experience, because you've given yours, what happened on Bobby Wine's election.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you mine, and it happened on the same day. All of you know, if you have followed me, I have a deaf brother. My brother is deaf. My brother, on that day, didn't know what was happening. Poor man comes out of his friend's place, he was in Makerere. So he's coming home. He doesn't know why there is chaos because he can't hear it. What happened next? He bumps into a crowd of policemen. He told me, because they were already beating people around. He just kept saying, I can't hear. This is omuntu atawulira. Omusanze n'abalala. Tamanyi nabiriko. Mulyodde buli ekiri ku kkubo. Ekiri ku kkubo mulimu Omunayuganda ali ku hasoze. My brother honestly came back home crying. And he told me, sis, do you know today, they would have taken me to a jail cell. You wouldn't know where I am at. You wouldn't know who has taken me. You wouldn't know why I was taken. But for some reason, there would be a charge against me that I was being a hooligan. I'm just a deaf man. So, gwadia ye kango sinike ebinyo, kankuvume. Adia ye kango sinike ebinyo gamba bano be kubya mizimu. They're just trying to be relevant on the timeline. Think about your person getting into a predicament like that. Ono ye muganda kanista yali bibye yali tali mu hasoze.
Yali akuba haso.
She was in her shop. She was in her shop. If they keep being this brutal with you, and you keep saying, nzeyo chiseka sije nkolera. Kati webana atukajo okolera.
They don't reason. You know, we need a police that will reason with you.
No, they don't reason.
Kati agenda kuja, before you say anything, he gives you a slap. You get?
Silencer.
Then he's like, stand up, sit down, my friend. Keep
You're like, stand up, sit down, and roll over. Which one?
Hey, so you're like, now what? Mpinga zivuga. What you have?
I've
never seen do our police officers even show you IDs like, hey, we are arresting you?
I say that on my last episode. I'm like, if somebody is arresting you, how do you know the person arresting you is the law apart from the uniform? Because in Uganda,
do they even read us rights like the order?
What do you think you have Miranda rights?
So Panda girl is, I think, right? I don't know.
You are distorted. But I feel like there is a better way to do this. I feel like, and this should not just be on us. You know, I even feel like people power. Nope. Namwe. Bwemba mgenda bera n'akakungaanyo kammwe banaye muveeyo Bobi Wine ogamba abantu mmanyi leero tutambule nga tuliyize, which they always do, and still evil up. But I feel like they also need to come out and just tap the hashtag. I feel we need to just get away from the narrative of it is political.
Yeah.
I feel Joel Sonyonyi, Mr. Chagulanyi, and all those people who have been going through this for a very long time should be the bright ambassadors of police brutality.
Because this is affecting us all.
It's affecting all of us.
It doesn't even care what party you support.
Exactly.
No one even asks.
Facebook. I know a diehard NRM supporter who came on Facebook and she's like, I am an NRM supporter. Na yeche bakoze Bobi Wine lero chifu.
You see?
It is wrong.
And have you seen those videos where police is knocking people? Have you seen those videos?
I saw the video of a car literally pick off this guy.
You see?
He was not even in its trajectory. But they went into his trajectory and they knocked him off.
I think maybe, are they frustrated? Where, like, their work, is it? Are they getting enough? Is it why they are brutal?
Are you crazy? Are they getting enough?
I don't know.
You see how they live? But that shouldn't be the thing.
Your mind is one.
Buli Uganda nzendo nga bwogambye buli omu ayina ebizibu bye. Fenna tugende nga tunyiga tukuba buli omu. I think this is a call out to you, Mr. Enanga. You are used to coming on TV and saying all these things. I dare you. I dare you, Mr. Enanga. I dare you to come on national television and say, Mutu sonyewe. I dare Mr. Enanga to come on TV and say, yes, we have been doing things a certain way to genda chusam. I dare you. I dare you, Mr. Hassan Kutsinje. You are on Twitter, you are on that timeline, you have seen this hashtag. I dare you to also stand up and say, Mutu sonyiwe, katu chusem. I dare you, because if none of you comes out to say anything about this, then it clearly means chemukola muchimanyi. Without fear or favor mujje mugamba na Uganda mutusonyiwe ebintu byetuze tulaba.
And they should mean it.
Enango osobola okujja ku TV n'oyogera ku drone nga bweri emunyenye no matter what 30 minutes go explaining why they raided a new office. But you cannot take 5 minutes to stand in front of the Ugandan people and say, we saw how the arrests went. Some things were out of line, and for the things that were out of line, we are sorry. For the officers whose names you saw and know, who treated you unfairly and unjustly, we are going to prosecute them. I dare you, Enanga.
When they say these things, they should mean them, because
at this point, I don't even care if he means it. Because it shows he has a heart.
But we really need just police. Because, well,
it's not even about the just. We just need fellow human beings. When you take off that camouflage, dear police, when you take off that camouflage, you are blood and bone like me. When you take off that camouflage, you have kids, you have a mother, you have sisters and brothers. You are like me. Waki tosobola tulakeka n'ogamba obuvune bwontadde kwoli singa omulala abuteeka ku maama wange.
I don't know, sometimes I think maybe about that they human, because there are some things someone does and you wonder, what has this person done to the police
to deserve this?
To deserve this, because the way that we are treated, when someone is arresting you, the way they treat you, the way they throw you here, there, the way they even speak to you, it's
mzaja kwata nakusonseka wansi wakabanga limbo bakututte for questioning in the town. Wotukira mu town ng'okutuka ofa. Who is going to answer?
I can't tell you what. We need people. We need to see police officers convicted for these crimes.
I need some police, not some, the biggest lot. Atachinyiza na Uganda buba manya. Every police officer has their name.
Nacha tupo wamang tugenda tuva ku bintu.
Mutyanyo.
Alikati biri brutal. Alikati noza chiwa batya.
I know, but Uganda, I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. This has nothing to do with what political party you serve. This has nothing to do with who you want as your president. This has everything to do with you just being a human being. Don't forget that police force, that army was put there for you.
Yeah.
For you. They were put there to serve and protect. They were put there to keep law and order for who? For you. Singo muna Uganda twaliwo mu Uganda eno and it is empty. Would we need an army?
For what?
Would we need a police? Chabuze. They are here for you, so why are you letting them be against you?
Another thing is, even these Ugandans, like, they should at least join. Say something.
Yo, I will give a full monologue on why they are not, but you know what? Anyway, I just wanted us to talk about this openly.
Someone was arrested for standing and taking a picture with.
Oh yeah, and they released him. We got a lawyer to get him released.
Got the lawyer out.
Just imagine that. Imagine that. Just imagine that. I personally have decided I will not be quiet about the bad things that I see. If anybody wants to think it is partisan, Chidi Jolly, I don't give two shits about you. I honestly don't. I am thinking of that woman who was beaten that way. I am thinking of omukazi abeera yeetisse emimonde ng'ali mu town yabonaabona akatyabagane ne kabaawo ne bamukuba. I am thinking of that pregnant mother who was just going to work and there is chaos and naye ne bamugattako.
You see, this is not about only police. It's about the whole law enforcement.
Every bit.
Have you seen how KCC treats those KCC, I don't know, officers treat people in town? You get? So sometimes I wonder, like, what about for us who are normal, who can run, what about the disabled who be in town?
Oh, they'll fuck you up.
You get?
They'll fuck you up. Attention mani muliyo banja abasirise. I know there are people who have been harmed by police for life. You are scarred for life. This is the time for you to stand up and say, I am a victim and I want better. There's nothing wrong with wanting better.
And what I pray is this doesn't just keep on Twitter. It should spread to all social media.
It should.
All
it should. And oh, by the way, big shout out to Apus. Apus, brother, I got you.
Yeah, he really pushed.
He is so many things. But one thing I like about Apus, tajja kulaba ansobi asirike.
Yeah.
Mweddeko Uganda, nchirudde nako. Get to any of your social media platforms. The hashtag is simple. Stop police brutality in Uganda. You don't have to take to the streets. We will not take to the streets because we have a bigger voice in numbers on social media. Pastors, religious leaders.
Omusajja yakola conference ku mufu.
Omusajja yatula n'ayita media house ku mufu. Naye tasobola kugamba naye poliisi bannaye abaana b'eggwanga nga mubamalawo. Mondo ya taking a time n'akaaba church baziggadde. Mondo oliwa taata? Oliwa? Anti naawe oli ku timu Sabula oliwa taata?
Ni mujimu.
Oliwa? Vayo yogere. Don't you see how these guys are treating us? Pastors, sheikhs, imams, all of you. You have a big number of people you speak for. When you keep quiet, you are keeping quiet on them.
Yeah, and at least Sheikh Buzata, for him he speaks. I've seen him speak. I've seen the videos circulating.
Yeah.
But the others, I don't know. Christianity, the ones in our churches actually.
Mwami Kayanja tata.
We don't see them talk.
Mwami Kayanja. Tufukamire. Bujingo. Should we roll? You can take time out to talk about everything in the world.
Tusabe.
Tusabe. Mbu finally mulabe. Mbu namwe muline dobozi mugwanga. Mwina cha musobolo chusawo. Tusabe.
You know, because the more they ignore this, it's going to explode. It's going to become too much. Because
I bagenda nabba kubisa fujju.
Ate kati mugundi.
Ejiddako ja fujju.
Jo bagenda tukuba kubanga obululu buno obujja. Are we campaigning? Are they going to campaign?
Simanyi tuchali mu campaign, tuchali mu scientific. Me, I don't know nothing.
They are watching, they are listening, they are seeing the hashtag. Actually, they are praying.
The hashtag goes away.
It goes away because I've seen people push a hashtag thanking police. We're not saying they're not working. We thank the good they have done.
And that's what people don't understand. Ekikulu mubiteekamu nnyo feeling. Mujjamu sentiment at time. You know what? The hashtag is simple. Hashtag stop police brutality in Uganda. It doesn't mean hashtag stop police. We are done. Tubako, you know.
And they should watch out for the hashtags because people have tried to create more hashtags to confuse people. The hashtag is stop police brutality in Uganda. Brutality, the real spelling. Some have wrong spellings.
Beba manyi kasita kiyitawo.
Nandi kati ekizibu kati kiri it's spammed, like it can get accounts suspended and stuff like that.
Oh, by the way, be careful. They have spam accounts there and they're going to be blocking your accounts. Like, my country is just a shit show, man. That's it. I'm done.